Life would be a whole lot better if they were all dead. That's how a Holocaust happens. And that's what you all think of each other.
The Holocaust?
Holocaust, yes.
What is that?
The teacher had the students play a game. She put a line of tape down the middle of the classroom. Anyone who had experienced certain things would walk to the center.
Stand on the line if you've lost a friend to gang violence.
Almost the entire class walked to the middle. The teenagers looked at each other. Usually they couldn't stand the sight of one another. Now they realized they all shared the same experiences and pain. After playing this game, the teacher brought out a stack of journals. She told them they could write about anything. If they wanted her to read it, they could put it in the cabinet in the classroom. Parent-teacher conferences were coming up soon. The teacher prepared carefully. But when the meeting time came, not a single parent showed up. She remembered the cabinet. When she opened it, it was completely filled with journals. It turned out, no one had ever listened to what these kids had to say. The journals held every student's story. The first student wrote about the pain of losing his mother and his fear of being controlled by his father. The second student wrote that when he was just in elementary school, police mistook him for a troublemaker and threw him in jail. The third student wrote, he knew what gang members had to do for work. They had to do all kinds of bad things and faced the possibility of death at any moment. The fourth student wrote details about being beaten by her dad. The fifth student wrote about the dead bodies he had seen. The sixth wrote about what it felt like to be a refugee. After reading them, the teacher felt her heart breaking. She made up her mind. She would do everything in her power to help them. The school wouldn't fund teaching materials. They wouldn't even let her borrow books from the library. So she started working 3 jobs to buy books for her students.
These books are brand new.
She also paid out of her own pocket to take them on trips. They went to the Holocaust Memorial Museum. There each person received an identity card of a child. All real children from World War II. When they reached the end, they would find out whether their child had survived. Black and white photographs, real footage and images. Even students who were used to seeing life and death were deeply moved by the impact of the brutal war. The teacher also invited students to have dinner with Holocaust survivors. The survivors told their own stories, showing the numbers tattooed on their arms. Living testimonies shook their hearts even more directly. That night, the boy who brought guns to school threw away his weapon. Another homeless boy wrote in his journal, I miss my mom.